takeaways for after this day?
Yes. Hi, so I'm the last person for today before the dinner. So I'd like to conclude the day. So first we had a round of voting, which showed that 52 and 49% believe that the major problems for media literacy are government has no interest and general crisis of education. Next, consumption of the information has changed, lack of collaboration. And the least important problems are lack of technology. It means all of us have technology to implement these projects. Media has no interest. It means that media has interest in contrast to government, according to our polls. And lack of innovative solutions, it means we have innovative solutions. Another question was, do we believe media education is in need of a critical update? So we have 84% yes. And the last question was in the second part of the day. We will continue tomorrow how we evaluate the media literacy projects. So 2 leaders, engagement number, 64% voted. Follow up with participants. It could be different forms of following up. Next, feedback forms, comments online, digital reach, and the last one, public opinion surveys. I also try to summarize what works, what doesn't, but I think we will continue tomorrow. So what works? Work with influencers, and Globsec example how they engaged YouTubers is excellent. Second, media literacy for journalists, not only media literacy for kids or seniors, but we have to educate our newsrooms as well. Learning by doing, Digital Alliance Helsinki, also TUMO Center, proved that we have to give kids and children and youth and adults possibility to work, to do stuff together. Spaces needed. I think Oleg explained very well, this idea and what kind of spaces he means. Alternative slides work, and this is example of India, because digital literacy, media literacy, how we perceive it here in the Western developed countries, it's different from the perspective of poorer countries like India, because for them, it's an absolutely different context of digital and media literacy. Also creating fake accounts to expose the truth and vaccinating works, which very positive and optimistic. Embedding healthy habits before children get their own devices. So it also means that children and babies like this one, they have to be educated now before he has, or she has her own iPhone. Because after she has her iPhone, she will not be listening to us. What doesn't work? Media literacy doesn't work when we, as journalists and media, are not transparent or ethical. Media education doesn't work when youth and children have already views and habits. It doesn't work when we call it countering disinformation or propaganda, because it puts us in the context which is very political and people alienate from ourselves. It doesn't work when journalists themselves are not media literate and make the same mistakes, so we lose credibility. Traditional classes and one-way communication don't work. Children don't trust you. And the last Liepa was about checking promises also don't work. So I think that's only a small part of conclusions and ideas from today. Tomorrow we will continue. Tomorrow is super, super important day. We will try not at 3 p.m., but at 9 in the morning with 4 concurrent workshops. They're very different. They will be happening in these rooms. So this hall will become 3 different rooms. That part will be called digital. This will be education. That part will be innovation. And the 4th room near the lobby of the hotel, it is communication room. So different workshops will be happening in different rooms. So you have to register today and please attend, participate. It will be more practical conversation. Next will be unconference. Each of you participates. And that's the idea, that we create this brainstorming space and we find an answers. we propose solutions, and also we still need, this some bullet points what doesn't work. Yes, we know what works. We know fact-checking works. Games working, definitely. A lot of games, interactive product, but what doesn't work? Let's be self-critical, because we know how to brag, we know how to say how cool we are, how many people we covered, but very often, we undermine the importance of giving feedback to ourselves. And here, tomorrow, the best day, the best place to do this. And the next round of workshop following on conference, and the presentation of digital influencers research. So we are not going to release all the findings, because we still want to keep some intrigue. But if you wish to attend, please do. Tomorrow at 3 or 4 o'clock. You can check the schedule. And that's it. Thank you again. Thanks participants, of course, for coming today. Thanks State Department for making it possible and for attending this event. Thanks for Learning and Digital Communication Network and all of us. Thank you again, and happy dinner.
Dinner is outside, food is waiting, it's already being served at 10 o'clock, and that's something which we ask you maybe not to sit too much on a queue, like maybe move a little bit fast, because the kitchen is going to close at 10. So that's something organizational, logistics.